So a pretty fire artist just hit me up on Instagram, and his name is Twoface. He's an artist and producer. We've tapped in before in the past, but now he's looking for some like R&B and soul samples. So in this video, we're gonna be cooking up R&B and like soul samples, maybe like 1 or 2, and just kind of go through my thought process when I create for like other producers or artists in this instance. So pretty much now it's pretty easy for me because he already kind of gave me a direction where I needed to go. Like I said earlier, he's looking for some like R&B and like soul samples. But a lot of times you might hit up some artists, or they might hit you up asking for some beats or samples or whatever, and sometimes they'll give you like no direction. So you can either do 2 things. You can either ask them, you know, what kind of vibes have you been feeling, but I like to stay away from that. I like to be able to create the vibe. So like I'll just kind of send them whatever. I'll go through discography or go through their Instagram and kind of hear what they like to be on, and I'll just create something kind of unique to my style, but also staying true to kind of like what the artist likes to do. That's kind of like how I like to approach it. But in this instance, he already said he kind of wants some like soul and R&B samples. So yeah, in this video, I just want to be cooking up, going through my process, and we're gonna create some pretty fire like R&B and soul samples. Maybe like 1 or 2. We'll see how much time we have. I gotta go a little bit soon, so let's try to speed run this, and let's hop right into the cookup. All right, so I already kind of have like an idea down, and it's just this piano right here. It sounds like this. That's pretty simple, and this bank is the SSS vintage upright right here. And the first thing I want to do off the rip is just throw in like a preset or something. And I got this preset in Psychoacoustics, and is the Organica preset. And it just makes it sound a little bit more like vintage maybe. And if you're looking to cop Psychoacoustics, it's out right now. These sounds are crazy. Let me not get into too much of a promo, but so this is what it sounds like now with the preset on. That's fire. All right, so that's fire. I'm gonna take out some of this noise just because I'm gonna add my own noise in later, I think. And then the only thing I'm gonna do is I think a compressor would sound really good on this, but I'm gonna add the compressor in before the noise. So now we're just gonna build on this. Let's kind of mess with the chord progression though. I think we can. And pretty much for the chord progression here, it's pretty simple. It's just this E suspended chord, and the way that this is suspended is this B note right here. And then I just added the C sharp on top, and then this F sharp as the bass notes, because the F sharp is actually the scale that we're in. It's F sharp minor, and I think it just sounds really good with that E and then the F sharp. Then it's going up into this D major 7th chord, and then we're just going up half a semitone with this bass note. And yeah, I think it sounds really good. What I want to do is kind of change up the second half. I think we can make it more interesting. Let's chop this ending here. Could strum it so it's like, could be like that. It could be like slow vibes. And then maybe just like that. That's pretty fire. I like that. Maybe play with these a little bit. Alt Q, let's get this loose feel. Kind of puts the stuff off the grid a little bit. Let's go into contact and describe the Rickenbacker. I feel like the Paul muted today could be cool. with this kind of sample. And pretty much my process with this is just adding a lot of space and a lot of like passing notes through. It just sounds a little bit more vintage, if that makes sense. And I feel like I don't want to overcomplicate it, especially because like we're going to get an artist on here and I already know what I want to add. I want to add like a high end, like on top. And I feel like this sound, this audio perception sound would be perfect. Maybe take out these like high notes here, but I think it sounds really good. Let's listen to it right here. I feel like what would sound super fire is we put a sound shifter on here, pitch it up by 12 and then play with the mix knob over here. And then to make it sound even more vintage, we use the master, and I bet you if we pitch it up, it's gonna sound crazy. And I think the tremolo, like violin, is gonna be super crazy. Yeah, that I already think that's gonna be nuts. We could have it like as the bass notes like this. Nah, I don't want it to be the bass notes. Let's make these strings sound like not shitty, but a little bit vintage. And I think the best way to do is add some like reels on top with the harshness. Probably like that, honestly. I already know I kind of want to add a vocal now, but like a one shot. And you guys already know my favorite bank for like vocal one shots. Yeah, one shots, I guess, is this organic pads and this voice preset. And it just sounds so good. And I already have an idea. So we could have it go the whole time. But I think what would sound cool is if we just do it on this last chord. Just like this. Possibly maybe up an octave. No, we could play with the pitches, so we don't have to pitch the whole thing up an octave, but maybe pitch those up. Could even pitch the second one up like that. Oh. Honestly, I think the tremolo is gonna sound better if we go into this contact bank. We gotta hurry this up because I gotta leave type shit. I think we go to this contact bank and we go to ensemble, or let's go to violins. Hopefully it don't take too long to load. And then we'll load up the tremolo in there. I think it's gonna sound better. So if we go to here and go to tremolo, is that the right thing? We go put this on the same mixer track as well. Yeah. All right, what if we pitch it up crazy and then let's like put the BPM down 67, slow down a little bit. Let's see what this sounds like. Kind of put these sounds out here. Maybe keep the flute, we'll see. Yeah, that's hard. Put it up to like 70, it might be too slow. So I got this little like percussion loop from S. Lyre's new kit. And I think I'm just gonna add like delay on it. It's gonna be super subtle, but I feel like you can do something cool with it, like in the arrangement of it. So maybe something like that. Nothing crazy. Put a little reverb on there. And since I'm sending this to an actual artist that is probably gonna put drums on, I'm gonna arrange it a little bit more than I usually would. So like these first bars here are gonna be just like kind of like the sample playing, and then probably just take out some elements, probably maybe that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the sample. I'm gonna send this one out to him. He's looking for that soul vibe, and I feel like we kind of, I feel like it's like a soul vibe. I don't know if you think differently, but I feel like it's like a soul vibe. Nothing too complex because, you know, he's gonna add drums, he's gonna add vocals, so I don't want it to be, you know, something super crazy. It's not very many sounds, and it's a lot of layering, but I feel like it's about that sound selection and really just that initial chord progression. And then definitely pitching up and changing the BPM also helps a lot with like the soul, like vintage sample kind of vibe. And yeah, I think this one turned out fire. I'm gonna send this one out to him along with some other samples, and yeah, I hope we get some going. And that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.